Hello and welcome! Do you have a need for speed? Do you miss the old days of the groovy 60s? Well, we got a remake for you, Herbie Fully Loaded. Herbie Fully Loaded was released in 2005 and it stars Lindsay Lohan, Michael Keaton, Cheryl Hines, Matt Dillon, Justin Long, and Breckin Meyer. This was also Lindsay Lohan's last Disney film, and I didn't realize that 2005 was when there was so much controversy going on with her. It also makes me feel really old because I remember everything that happened and I thought it was a lot more recent. Not close to 15 years ago. There have been tons and tons of Herbie sequels, but I want to take a look at this one because we talked about the first one and this is the most recent, so we wanted to see the difference in the generations basically, because this is in the new millennium and the first Herbie was made in the late 60s. And I gotta say, even though the premise is still very strange to me, and honestly, how are these people not petrifiedly terrified that this car is alive?
Please take care of Herbie. Whatever your problem, he'll help you find the answer. Great fortune cookie on wheels.
Herbie's magic will be unleashed on the world.
Let's get more horsepower than I expected.
All of a sudden when they find out that the car's alive, and that's totally fine and everything is great. I don't like the premise of it. It's too strange to me. And Herbie itself is a terrible individual. It's not its car. But he's a menace. He goes and gets them in trouble. He locks them in the car and basically kidnaps them, and it's Stockholm Syndrome.
His name is Herbie.
Well, that's ridiculous.
So that's my major issue with this movie, is the premise alone. But Lindsay Lohan is the daughter of a race car driver and she's Peyton. And she wants to race. Her father doesn't want her to race because she's her only daughter. Even though she has a talent, and she's very tomboyish and loves skateboards and is very typical teenager of the time. I was very similar in the fact that I wanted to skateboard, and the clothes that I wore were very similar to her clothes, and I really miss that style, and it made me very nostalgic. They also made this movie a lot more entertaining. It was a lot more fast paced. The music was phenomenal. The soundtrack music went really well with it, and I did laugh at a couple of scenes. And I was very involved with the story, so this one was a lot better than the first one to me, but I'm also really not a fan of the idea, so it's a lot more of a modern movie and it's more relatable, and I feel like I enjoyed it for the nostalgic reasons because I was alive during this time and was a teenager during this time and I could relate more. This is my first time seeing this film, but I remember it was really highly advertised on Disney Channel and they had movie servers.
I didn't do that. It was the car.
Now, when people think of race car drivers, they mostly think of men. Why do you think women make good race car drivers?
I know what it is. Men have a higher temper behind the wheel. Girls are more calming and nurturing. That may be why girls are great race car drivers.
They always show that, as well as Lindsay Lohan's music video, which I totally forgot about, called First. It's not in the movie, but as soon as I started looking up and then it played during the credits, and I remember how much they played this on the television. For what it is, I did enjoy this, and maybe someday I'll take a look at the other Herbies, but I just don't like the idea that a car's alive. It terrifies me, honestly. We're going to continue tomorrow with the computer wore tennis shoes, so you can stay tuned, and as always, I hope you have a magical day, and I will see you real soon.